The C&L Catback that we have here today will be a great option for the 2015 through 2017 GT owners looking for a premium build and premium sound, but at a very budget-friendly price point. Now, interested S550 owners can look forward to a full stainless build throughout, including the straight-through perforated tube mufflers and included X-pipe, all exiting out the rather large 4.5-inch slash-cut tips. Price point's gonna live in that mid to high $700 range, and the install, at least according to the site, is gonna get a pretty solid 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. Maybe take you a couple of hours to bolt up from start to finish, but if you hang with me for a bit, we'll walk you through that job later in the video. But as is tradition, let's just get right into the sound you can expect with the C&L system. And as you guys heard with our sound clips at the top of this video, I feel the C&L is noticeable. It's angry, it's muscular, but it's not ridiculous. And that's probably one of the best things I enjoy most about this particular system. Listen, if you want the loudest GT on the block, well, there will be more aggressive systems at the end of the day, but if you're looking to make just enough rumble without driving the wife or the neighbors crazy, well then this might just be the option for you. So with all that said, breaking out my patented Wake the Neighbor scale, I got the C&L coming in at a very strong 3 out of 5 on my 1 to 5 or 1 to Wake the Neighbor scale. Now inside the car, on the other hand, things do remain relatively quiet with only a little bit of noise coming through at cruising speeds, which is pretty much the case with most of your aftermarket systems. But with the sound pretty much covered, let's move into your quality and construction, and nothing but thumbs up here from me, guys. This is gonna be one of your more affordable full stainless options for the early S550 5-liter power plant, and one that's done very well at this price point. Now 409 grade stainless to be exact for most of your components, mid-level material no doubt behind that 304 on the top end, and of course you got that aluminized steel rounding out the bottom end. Now the 409, definitely a solid material that will offer great corrosion resistance and should easily last the life of your S550 at home. Now aside from that stainless material, you're also going to be looking at 3-inch mandrel bent tubing throughout, which as an added bonus gets this nice little polish to it from tip to tip. Certainly something you don't see with a lot of other catbacks. Now that 3-inch tubing does include your X-pipe here, which is going to lead into your twin polished mufflers. Again, you're looking at that straight through perforated tube design. This is something I like because it is a very free-flowing setup, but that perforated tube is going to take some of the edge off of the traditionally raspy Coyote. Last but not least here, everything is going to exit out of the large 4.5-inch slash-cut tips, which do fill out that rear valance rather nicely. Now, as you guys can see with this particular option, C&L does give you the polished tips, but if you're interested, you could also grab this same exact catback with black tips instead for an identical price point. And that's nice because something like that, typically companies are gonna offer you, or charge you I should say, another $100+ to grab a different colored tip. Not the case here at the C&L, both are available at this price point. Last but not least here, guys, C&L does include the step downs that will allow this to work with your factory manifolds or a factory connection, in addition to a set of aftermarket headers, and of course they got all your clamps needed for the install. Now this is a 100% bolt-on job, guys. It doesn't require any cutting, any modification, anything like that at all. But to give you a better idea of what you can expect when underneath the car, check out our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown now.
Tools used in this install include an impact gun or a ratchet, an extension, 13 and 15 millimeter deep sockets, flathead screwdriver, and a mallet.
Hey guys, we've already covered this uninstall, so we're going to look at some of that footage and then we'll come right back in with the install.
First step here, guys, grab a 15 millimeter deep socket. We're going to loosen up, but not completely remove, the nuts on both of the band clamps here, connecting your factory resonator to your headers. So we're just going to loosen these guys up. All right, next step, we're gonna be at our rear subframe right behind our diff. Now you'll see these hangers connect to the subframe itself using two 13 millimeter bolts. Now we don't have to remove the hangers from the isolators. We're actually just gonna unbolt the whole isolator bracket from the frame. So grab a 13 millimeter socket, and I like to use an extension to go right over the sway bar, and we're gonna remove these. Now from there, what I'm gonna do is just lift up on this and swing these guys down. There's a little locking tab here that just hooks in. We just wanna unhook that. So you may have to lift up on the exhaust and then bring it down. All right, next step, before we remove the whole exhaust in one piece, I recommend grabbing WD-40 or something similar with this needle here to just lubricate the hanger above your tips. This is gonna make removing it a whole lot easier. All right, do the same thing on the other side. Next step, guys, we're gonna take our exhaust off all in one piece. Now, you may want a helping hand if you're using a lift like we are. If you're working on the ground, it might be a little easier for you to do by yourself. I'd recommend having a mallet to knock these band clamps back a little bit, disconnect it from this side, swing it back toward the front of the vehicle, and set it aside.
First thing we're going to do with our install is reinstall our exhaust hangers. We took them off in the uninstall. I have them all back in with my 13mm. And now that we have these all back in place, now we're going to go to the front and install our adapters. So now that we have our hangers on, what we're going to do is install our adapters. Because the front pipes here are 2-inch, we're going into a 3-inch exhaust. We're going to slide these in, reuse our band clamps from our factory. I'm going to hold them in place. I'm going to take my 15mm, tighten our band clamps back up. Now we can install our mid pipe. So now we're going to install our mid pipe. What I'm going to do is install my clamps on first so I don't forget them. And I'm going to face them the same way when I tighten them up as the original band clamps. Then we'll take our mid pipe. I have a pole jack. If you have a jack at home, if you're doing this on the ground, you can use a pole jack or a floor jack. And I'm going to line that up, slide it into place, use my pole jack to hold it up. So line it back here with it, put it right there. And we're going to get it pretty much in the tunnel and the square in the center. Make sure it's slid on far enough. And we'll just get our band clamp started because we're going to have to move it around for fitment once we get the rest of the exhaust on. So now I have everything lined up. I'm going to just snug our 15 millimeters up here. That way we'll come back when we get the rest of the exhaust on and then we'll tighten everything up. Now we're going to install our axle pipe. I already put my clamp on. I also put my clamp with the nut facing down so it's easy to tighten up. I'm going to take that, get it in the hanger here, and get it in the pipe and the hanger at the same time. Slide it in. And what I'll do is I'll just give this a little snug because I want to be able to move it. That's good enough. Now we'll install our muffler on this side. So now we'll install our muffler. I'm going to put it through the upper hanger first and get it to go through. I already stuck my clamp on. The muffler's through. I'm going to snug our 15 millimeter clamp up. I'm going to leave it loose now. Now we'll install our axle pipe on the passenger side. I'm gonna get it so it lines up with the bracket. I have my clamp already on. Make sure it's about the same as the other one so it lines up and looks right. Take my 15 millimeter. Tighten our clamp up. I'm just going to snug it because we're going to tighten them up at the end. Now we'll install our muffler. I'm going to put it through the hanger first. And then slide it over my pipe like that. I already put my clamp on. So I'm going to take my 15 millimeter and snug this up. Now that we have the whole exhaust on except for the tips, I'm going to start in the front, start tightening things up, getting things level where I want them. It doesn't hurt to take a step back, look at everything, make sure it looks nice underneath the car, mufflers aren't cockeyed. Now I'm going to start up front, take my 15 millimeter, I'm going to hit them pretty good so it doesn't move. Now I'm going to line everything up and tighten these 4 clamps up. Now finally, we're going to put our tips on. You're going to want to just slide it on. Kind of get it to angle with the contour of the body. I'm going to tighten the 15 millimeter up here. And now you're going to want to just repeat the same procedure on the other side. That wraps up this review and install of our C&L catback exhaust with polished tips for 15 to 17 Mustang GT Fastback. Thank you for watching, and for all things Mustang, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.